Well, so let's move on another topic which is named as an vector cross product of the vectors. Okay, so let us move on that. So it is the cross product of vectors. Okay, so previously we studied the dot product of the vector, and now let us study about the cross product of the vector. Okay, yes, so now let's move on definition. What is the definition? Yes, so now let A and B are any two non-zero vectors. A and B are any two non-zero vectors. Then the cross product of the vector is denoted by vector A cross B and is defined as A cross B is equal to be magnitude of A into magnitude of B sin theta into n cap. Okay, so this is what the definition of the cross product of the vector. Yes, so now here A cross B is equal to magnitude of A, magnitude of B, sin theta into n cap. Yes, so now here look at into the definition. So previous what we know, the dot product of the vector. The dot product of the vector is a scalar quantity here. Okay, so now here what we have, A cross B, here magnitude of A it is a scalar, magnitude of B it is also scalar, sin theta, if theta is defined then definitely it is also provide some scalar quantity. And now here another quantity is there, n cap. So n cap is means what? It is the unit vector. So unit vector in the direction of the resultant vector of A cross B here. Yes, so now here, so this is because of n cap, the product will be act as the vector. It is the vector format. Yes, so now if this is what the vector A and this is the vector B, vector A and vector B, this is. Yes, so now A cross B, it is what? It is A cross B, it is in the providing some direction. So means we need to be draw this direction in this way. So this is what the A cross B. Okay, where n cap is the unit vector in the direction of A cross B. So now you can understand this definition by your thumb also. If this is what A and this is what your B, and the cross product of these two vectors is in this direction. So means the A cross B is the resultant vector where it is always perpendicular to the plane of A and B here. Yes, so if you put your thumb in this way. Okay, so means here A cross B is what? It is always perpendicular to the plane of A and B here. Yes, so remember this point here. So this is what the cross product of the vector. Move on the properties of the cross product of the vectors. Okay, so the properties. Yes, so property number 1. So what we see in the dot product of any two vectors is always a scalar quantity. But here what we have, the cross product of any two vectors. So means A cross B. A cross B, it is always a vector format. So because of why? In the definition we seen that it is magnitude of A and magnitude of B sin theta. So this whole quantity refers to be as an the scalar, but there is another quantity n cap. So because of this is the given quantity is what the vector format it is. So we can understand by this quantity only. Yes, so the first property is the property A cross B, it is always the vector format. Okay, and second property number 2, if A cross B, if A cross B is equal to 0, if A cross B is equal to 0, then we can have two hypotheses. We can have two hypotheses. What is that? Either A is equal to 0 or B is equal to be 0. Yes, if any one of them 0, then definitely it is 0. Otherwise, the theta is equal to be 0 here. So theta is 0 means this is what the collinear property is. The collinear property. So means what happened? So magnitude of A, magnitude of B into sine theta. So sine theta is 0. Sine 0 means it is 0 only. So 0 into magnitude of A and magnitude of B is 0. So means the angle between the two vectors is equal to be 0. So means they are collinear with each other. Okay, so that's why the value of A cross B is equal to be 0. Yes, and property number 3, third property. A cross B is not equal to B cross A. So means in cross product the commutative property does not hold good here. So because of why, if you understood, this is A vector and this is B vector. Yes, so means what here, this is the A cross B. So means A cross B, it is always perpendicular to vector A and vector B. Yes, so means if you understood, this is our vector A and this is our vector B, and this is what A cross B. If I change A to B and B to A, so means what happens? Look, if I am changing here, this become as an A and this become as an B here. Now what is the direction of A cross B? It is going downwards. So means here downward means the direction is changed here. So that's why A cross B is not equal to B cross A here. If I consider B cross A, if I change this to this and this to this, so means what happens? This is B vector and this is A vector, and this will be should be in this direction. Okay, so that's why the direction is not holds here. Yes, so this property is not holds good, but this can be holds. What? A cross B is equal to B minus of B cross A here. So because of the direction is changed here. Okay, so these are main 5 properties we are going to be using here. Another thing is, another property number 5, A cross A. A cross A is always 0. Okay, so because of the collinear, so means they are traveling in the same way. Yes, so collinear property we are going to be using at here. Sixth one, another property, A cross B plus C vector is equal to be A cross B vector plus A cross C vector. So here we do not change the order also. If you change the order, means definitely the negative sign will become over because of the direction of the vectors, the resultant vector outcoming of the A cross B here. Okay, so this is what another property. Seventh one, if I considered I, J, K, if I, J and K are the unit vectors in the direction of x, y, z axis, then I cross I, J cross J and K cross K is all values are equal to be 0. So means look, this is x, y and this is z. So means I traveling in the direction x axis. So means I cross I only. So means angle between the two vectors is 0. Sine 0 is again 0. So that's why these are I cross I, J cross J and K cross K is 0 here. Okay. So next another property, I cross K. Sorry, I will take I cross J. I. So this is what I, this is J, and this is K here. I cross J. So since X, Y, Z are the axis mutually perpendicular they are. Okay, so this is perpendicular with this axis, this is perpendicular with this axis. So mean these three are mutually perpendicular. If I consider I cross J, so means what happened? The resultant vector is always perpendicular to the plane of that two vectors. Yes, so means I cross J means it is always perpendicular here. So means resultant vector is equal to what? It is K, because it is in the direction of in this way. Okay, if I consider J cross K means it is in this direction perpendicular. So means it is I here, and K cross I. If I consider K cross I, so this will be in this direction. So means it is J. So look at here. I considered here order. So means some cyclic order is there. So I, J, and K. I cross J, it is K. J cross K, it is I. K cross I, it is J. So means look at this is what cyclic order we are considered here. If I change the direction, what happened? J cross I. If I consider J cross I means it will be minus K happen. Okay. If I consider K cross J, so means it will be minus I. If I consider I cross K, so it will be minus J. Okay, so these are some properties we have, and another thing is the angle. So angle between the two vectors. So means it is, if I provide angle means I will write here sin theta. So sin theta it is magnitude of A cross B vector divided by magnitude of A into magnitude of B. So this is what the angle will be. The property, another property of the cross product of the vector. So it is how to represent the cross product in terms of the vector components. Okay. So now consider here two vectors, vector A and vector B, whose vector components are in this way. Okay. So now here A1i, A2j, A3k, and B1i, B2j, and B3k here. So these are what the vector components we had. And now move on to definition. So A cross B. So A cross B is equal to B. So right here, A1i plus A2j plus A3k, and cross B1i plus B2j plus B3k. Yes. So now here, so these two are the vector components. So now apply the definition on these two vector components here. So now, so this will become, so A1 into B1, it is as it is, but here what we have, I cross I. So what is the value of I cross I? It is 0. We had the collinear property. Yes, so means I cross I it is 0. I will not take that value at here. So now next, A1 into B2. A1 into B2. I cross J. So means its next term of value is K here. So its value is K. Yes. So next, A1 into B3. Next, I cross K. So now here we are moving in the clockwise direction. It is direction change means the value of the cross product is also changed. It is negative. So minus J it is. Yes. So next we have second. So A2 into B1. J cross I. So means it is also sign change here. So this value become as a negative. J cross I means it is K. Okay. So next A2 into B2. But here we have J cross J means its value is 0. Yes. Remove that. Next consider A2 into B3. A2 into B3 J cross K, J cross K, so means it is in the anti-clockwise direction, no problem. Consider directly value I here. Yes, so now A3. Consider this value A3 into B1 K cross I, K cross I, so means it is a similar value we consider as it is J, so it takes as a plus K. Next A3 B2 K cross J, K cross J, it's a reverse direction, means this will be negative, it is I here. And next K cross K means its value is 0 as it is. And now here look at here, so there is no any term which is independent of I, J, K, so means all are about what we considered as an vector components. So that's why the resultant of A cross B, it is always a vector format. Okay, so I will further move on simplifying. I will consider I component in separate. If I consider I component here, what it is, and here it is A2 B3 minus A3 B2. I will consider here J components also. It is A1 B3 minus A3 B1, and I will consider K components also. So K components will be A1 B2 minus A2 B1. Yes, so this is what A cross B value, and I can write directly this value as in terms of the determinant of I, J, K, A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3. So means you can use to solve any examples this format also. So this written in this format only, I into bracket A2 B3 minus B2 A3, yes, and minus J A1 B3 minus B1 A3. Is it? So means this could be written in this format of what? The determinant format. So means this helps to solve the examples. Yes, so let's solve one example here. Vector A is equal to B, 2I minus J plus K, and vector B is equal to B, 4I plus J minus K. Okay, then find A cross B. So find A cross B here. What will be A cross B? So now we have definition. A cross B is equal to the determinant of I, J, K, A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3. Yes. So this is what the definition we have, and now substitute that only, and we can able to find out. Means A cross B is equal to determinant of I, J, K, and A1, A2, A3, A1, A2, A3. So 2 minus 1 here 1, it is 4 here 1, here it is minus 1. So now simplify that. So means expand the determinant. So means minus 1 into minus as it is, and here it is plus 1 minus 1, it is 0, minus J into bracket minus 2 minus 4 plus K into bracket 2 plus 4. So means value will be 0 into I minus plus 6J, and here plus 6K. So means I can write 6J plus 6K here. So this is what the resultant vector. So how to solve? This is the process to find out A cross B of the vectors. Okay, so note down the geometrical meaning of the cross product of the vectors. Okay, so what is that? The cross product of the vectors. Yes. So in case of dot product, we know that the geometrical meaning. So it's all about the projection of one vector on another vector. In the case of dot product. In the case of cross product, what it tells. So let us know about that. Yes. So look at here. So this is vector A we have, and this is another vector B. Yes, so this is angle made by the two vectors, it is what the theta. If I draw some parallel vectors, yes, vector A, this is what the vector B. Yes, so I will draw another thing as a here. So this looks as a parallelogram. So means the geometrical meaning of the cross product of two vectors is nothing but it is providing the area of the parallelogram as well as the area of the triangle here. So means if I consider this is triangle AOB, and area of triangle AOB, it is nothing but the base into height, 1/2 base into height. Okay, so base of this triangle is what? It is the magnitude of vector A. Yes, and yes, so what about the height? So if I consider this is what about height, so means it is the, yes, I can, this will be become as a height here, the height of this triangle. And if I consider the height, so what happens if I define sin theta? So sin theta will be provided h divided by magnitude of the vector b. H divided by magnitude of vector b. So means I can write h value. So h will be magnitude of b into sin theta. So means if I substituted here, so this will be become as a, so look, area of triangle OAB is equal to 1/2 magnitude of A, magnitude of vector A and magnitude of vector B into sin theta. Yes, so look at here. So this is what the purely what it is in a magnitude format only. So means I can write this value 1/2 into the magnitude of A cross B. Okay, so means area of the triangle OAB, it will be providable in this format. So means the geometrical meaning of the cross product is nothing but it is providing the area of the triangle. Yes, and area of parallelogram means, look, this is what the parallelogram. Here how many triangles we have? Two triangles. So means it is the 2 times of the triangle. So 2 times of the area of the triangle, isn't it? So means it will become as an A cross B. OAB. Sorry, I will write this as C. Okay. So the area of the parallelogram OACB. Okay, the area of parallelogram, this is, so sorry, this will be this one. Well, so now here, so look, this is what two sides are representing by vector A and vector B. Suppose if these are vectors are represented by diagonal. If the diagonal is represented, then what happens? This area of the triangle, what area of the parallelogram will be changed in this way. So 1/2 into A cross B only. So this is when the vectors are acting along the diagonals of the parallelogram, and this formula for the vectors are acting along the sides of a parallelogram. So note down this, the geometrical meaning of the cross product of the vectors. Okay, so these are very important. 2, 3, where one is here and another one is here, and this is now. Okay, so these three formulas, remember it. Last topic of this vector chapter, so it is the scalar triple product of the vectors. Okay, so that scalar triple product of vectors, and it is normally abbreviated as an STP also. The scalar triple product of the vector. Yes. So now here, see the definition. So definition of the scalar triple product of the vector. Yes. So here look, scalar triple product of the vector means there are considerable of three vectors here. So here vector A, vector B and vector C are any three non-zero vectors. Yes, and the scalar triple product of the vector, the STP is denoted by as in this square bracket. So this is the denotation of the scalar triple product of the vectors, and it is defined as vector A dot B cross C. So this is what the definition. Okay, so means here the scalar triple product of the vectors is what? The scalar quantity. How it is? So look, A cross B, it is a vector quantity, because the cross product of any two vector, it is always a vector. And now here A cross B, it is a vector, means this vector A is making a product with A. So means what happened? Sorry, B cross C here, not A cross C. Now here B cross C, it is the vector quantity, then we have the dot with A. So means A dot B cross C, it provides a scalar. Yes, so because of we know the definition of the dot product. The dot product of any two vector, it is always a scalar quantity. Yes, so now here, so look, the vectors are the vector triple product is always a scalar quantity. They are three vectors, their triple product is always a scalar quantity. Okay, so remember this thing. Yes, and if you written, I will not waste too much of time at here. If you written this format in vector component, this will be directly written in this format only. A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2 and C3. So means determinant value of this can be written in this format only. A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C. So means this is the working rule for the if the vectors are provided in vector components. Yes, so this is what the scalar triple product of the vector here. Okay, so let us talk about the property and what should be the properties of this scalar triple product. Look into the properties of the scalar triple product of the vectors. So property number 1, what tells about property? So now if I have three vectors, vector A, B, C. Yes, so this is what the notation of the scalar triple product of the vector. If I change any two vectors, so means if I change vector A to B and B to C and C to what? A here. So what happened? So look, A to B, so means A, it is B, at here it is C. Yes, if I started to change from here B to C, so means what happened? B to C, B change, B is went C and here it is and it will be at here. So means what happened? So if I consider here, first I started with C, then it is A, then it is B. Yes, so look at here. I written the same thing at here. If I started with if I written with B, C and A, B, C and A. So means, so look, if I interchange the vectors cyclically, so means cyclic interchange of the vectors do not alter the value of STP, the scalar triple product. So means the value is not altered, it remains as it is only. So because of why? So look, A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. If you interchange this and this value, what happens? This determinant will be get multiplied by minus quantity. If you again interchange these two values, then again it is minus quantity is multiplied. So minus into minus what? Plus. So means as it is, however the value providing this quantity, the same value is providable by these two values. But it is what? For the cyclic cyclic change only. The cyclic change of the vectors. Okay, so this is what the first property. Second property, if any two vectors are interchanged, then the value of the STP is get multiplied by minus quantity. Okay, so because of why this determinant only. If I change here to here, what happens? Values get multiplied by minus. So means here we are not doing the cyclic change. We are changing any two vectors at spontaneously at anywhere. Yes. So this is what vector A, vector B, and vector C. If I change here, so look, A and B are changed. Vector B and vector A are changed, but keep as it is vector C as it is. So means this will be get multiplied by minus. If I suppose change with C, B and C, kept A as it is. So vector C and vector B, so means its value is also multiplied by minus quantity. So means if any two vectors are interchanged, then the scalar triple product of the vector is get multiplied by minus quantity for interchanging any two vectors here. Interchange any two vectors. Okay, so now here the property number 3 is what? We can change the dot and the cross product here. So means if you replace the dot product by cross product and cross product by the dot product, the value of STP has remained the same as it is. So means what? Here vector A dot B cross C. So this is what the definition. If I change the dot as well as the cross product, so means what happened? So A cross B dot C. So means here only changing the cross and dot product. I am not interchanging the value of A and B here. So now if I can write this as a value of C dot A cross B also. A cross B also. Because of why? Dot product is commutative. I can write C dot A or A cross B dot. You can. Yes. So I can write this also as an C cross A dot of B. So means this all values are remains the same as it is. So means interchanging dot and cross product, it not change the value of the scalar triple product of the vectors. Okay. So this is another property. So property number 4. This is generally we have. If suppose vector A dot vector B is equal to be 0. Is equal to be 0. So in this case, what happened? Any two vectors, in this case, any two vectors are behaves as a collinear only. So means either A is equal to B or A is equal to B or A equal to C or something will be happen here. So means what happened? B cross C is equal to be 0. Might be. Yes. So means here the collinear property will be happen. So means any two vectors are behaved as a collinear. And another thing is that if A dot B cross C is equal to 0, then we can say that the vectors are coplanar, means they are lying in the same plane only, and their resultant is what? 0 it is. Yes. So now this is two values. One will be the collinear, and another one is the coplanar. So means if A dot B cross C is equal to 0, any two vectors are behaves as a collinear, and if A dot B cross C is equal to 0, in another case we can have the vectors are coplanar. So means here that the value of the determinant is what? Equal to 0. So value of determinant, so look, A1, A2, A3, B1, B2 and B3, C1, C2 and C3. If this is equal to 0. If this is equal to 0 means the collinear property means any two vectors are here same. Either A equal to B or B equal to C, anything will be happening at here. Yes. So moreover, what in this case, so B cross C will be what? The value will be 0 at here. So because of the collinear property holds at here, and the coplanar means all the three vectors are lying in the same plane. So this is what? So equal to 0. Okay, so when we have completed a lot of information about the vectors And this is the end of our scalar triple product of the vectors and also vector chapter also. And let us move on the examples about the